Hello, everyone. Grover Cleveland, Shadow President of the United States here. And you're watching Ink the Book Show. Forever. You can follow Ryan O'Connor at Wrangleshank on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Twitter. And if you like his work on the Bonehead comic, you can also watch his Bonehead cartoon. The link to all these things and more can be found in the description. Furthermore, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to all things Wrangleshank and all things Ink the Book. Thank you.
It's time for Ink the Book Show with your host, Ryan O'Connor. And now, let's ink the book.
Hey everybody, it's time for the art show responsible for the Great Chicago Fire. Ink the Book Show. With me, Ryan O'Connor. Here to do some spontaneous character designs like this one. This is yesterday's drawing. I named him Ronald Ray Gun. So we're going to do something like that. And guess what? Tomorrow, Inktober starts. I was thinking maybe I would scrounge up some of last year's Inktober drawings. I mean, just now I thought that. I didn't think of it ahead of time when it would have been nice. Let's see. Let's see what I got in my old sketchbooks. These crummy ones. They served me well. Oh, look. A monster. His name is Jackanapes Jones. I know that. He's like a ripoff of Freddy Krueger and Jason. I think these are my most recent sketchbooks before the one I'm currently on. Because before that, I was always using these leather-bound black ones. And then I got gifted a bunch of sketchbooks. I'm looking for... I've done Inktober the past 3 years, and I think I had an Inktober in one of these. Yeah. So I don't remember the prompts, but here are my... I was trying to do scary, kind of Halloween themed. I was trying to keep it close to Halloween anyway, last year. Okay, so... I remember this one was Crystal. I like that one. It's like an old gypsy woman. That one turned out nice. I think this is one of my favorite ones from last year. And then I think Night was this one. Or Suit. Suit is what it was. Suit of armor. This one was Vessel. The vampire broke a blood vessel in his eye. This is also one of my favorites from last year. Not. So far, I'm remembering them all the prompts, just off the top of my head. This is one of my favorite ones. And look, you can see I'm like, I only do, when I do Inktober, I only do it the day of. So this is me planning the next one. It was Raven. So I was trying to do some kind of like Lenore, some Poe, what do you call it? The Raven. Kind of themed thing. Look at this. Something with ghosts. I don't remember this prompt. I remember the drawing. I don't remember. I think it was Spirit. Pretty sure it was Spirit, actually. He's scaring the life out of him, this ghost. This was Fan. There's a demon in hell trying to cool down. He's got the Hawaiian shirt on. This is one of my favorites from last year, too. This was television, I think. Or something. A little Cyclops boy. Watching Saturday morning cartoons. This one was Crush, and I did this like troll monster crushing skulls. There's like a pile of other skulls. This guy looks upset. This one was Grin or Pick, I think it was actually. Pickin' and Grinnin' is what I titled the post or captioned the post. This is one of my favorite ones. This would be a good sticker or a cover or something. Here's some random doodles. I think these are my nephew's smiley faces down here. I don't know what that is. Or frogs. They were drawing frogs. I don't remember. Taste or something? Made a witch making a batch of potions. Look, here's my sketch for the next one. This is one I really like. It was kind of inspired by, I saw someone, I think, that week do a, now I do bug little fly guys like this all the time, but I think I was inspired to do this one by some drawing. Some cute little cartoon version of Baxter Stockman I saw somebody draw on Instagram. It's a fly guy stuck in a jar, trapped in a jar. I think that's why he's got 4 arms and he's like longer than the fly guys I usually make. And he's wearing a suit. I think it was inspired by a little drawing of Baxter Stockman someone did. This I forget, but it's inspired by the Big Daddy Roth cartoons. I don't remember what the prompt was last year, but I like this. I feel like I could have done it better, but I like it. It's a station wagon, I just realized. Oh look, here's me sketching out Bonehead stuff. I like this. I didn't use that layout for anything. I like that though. And that. Interesting. Oh, you know what this is? Me planning stuff for issue versions, black and white issue versions of Bonehead. So these are extra pages. I will probably use those. I'm glad I came across it. This one was Tick. I drew this cool werewolf scene, and then I made these little ticks on him, so he's all itchy and howling at the moon. I feel like this drawing would be better if not for those, but it's not a bad drawing. I like this one. That is cool. I like that. Sometimes I impress myself. Oh, here's me doing sketches for Helmet. I remember the prompt was Helmet because I made this kid. He's surviving zombies by wearing a helmet. They're after his brain, right? He's wearing a football helmet. He's a football player. And I came up with this idea just by sketching this out where, like, I think I'd like to do a story someday about a zombie outbreak in a small town where, like, the football player who's, like, the bully and stuff, he becomes, like, the town hero for real by saving all his schoolmates from zombies. So that's the drawing I did for that. This one, compass, I think it was. He's using a compass. I always think of like compasses spinning wildly when some kind of supernatural stuff is going on. So I made it an alien thing. I like these weird long arms. He's got like one long eye and then 3 smaller eyes. This one, I think it was Crash or something, and so I made a kaiju scene, like monster kaijus knocking over buildings and stuff. And it was based on a memory of a different kaiju scene I had drawn, like the previous year for not Inktober, but I was just trying to recapture, like from memory, something I had done before. Because I do have another drawing kind of like that. This one was Moon, and I had seen something on. I had seen an episode of the new DuckTales, or whatever it is. Yeah, DuckTales, where there were these moonlight creatures, and I thought it would be cool to do like a moonlight type thing. I thought the moonlights were really cute in that show. Like, they were cool looking monsters, and they were very simple and stuff. Mine's a little more clunky or something, but it was based on a memory of something I'd seen, I think. So he's doing the moon hop stuff, and he's like the photographer, and then this monster's behind him. And you can see, like, I usually kind of get an idea and I kind of doodle it out, or I start sketching it, and either it won't fit, or I'm like, I can do that better or something. Then I start kind of working on an idea, and if I don't know, usually I'll ink right on top of my first try, but I don't know. I just like the little false starts or whatever they are that you see in these batches, because it's like every day during Inktober I have to put something out. I really hold myself to it. I'm kind of like superstitious and religious about it when it comes to Inktober. The past 3 years anyway. I'm really afraid that I'm not gonna pull it off this year, but I should be able to. I can't see myself not letting myself do it. This one was Harry or something. Made this guy like riding on top of he's like a coachman on top of a giant tarantula. Some kind of Frankenstein thing. Maybe it was brain or scalp or something. I don't know. This one I think was Leak. It's SS Atlantis. Creature of the Black Lagoon. This one was Spirit. I don't know. No, this one was Extinct. So I made the ghost of a dodo, and it's scaring this dinosaur. This one was Splat. Remember that? This brain splatting on the ground. It's got like eye stalks, like eye retinas attached to it, or optical cords or whatever. I think this one was Outlet. I like that guy. Oh, this is one of my favorites. I really like how I did her hair. This one, I think it was Spark. And I did a Frankenstein again. And he's meeting his beloved for the first time. The Bride of Frankenstein. I love, not even so much this dude, but that drawing. I love how I did Bride of Frankenstein. I wouldn't have thought I could do that so well. I'm really afraid of drawing women sometimes, because I don't think it's my strong suit. This one was like smoke, I think. It's a dragon toasting a marshmallow. I like this one a lot. I think this was a strong Inktober for me last year. That said, this one is probably the weakest one of the bunch. This one was patch, so I made pumpkins in a pumpkin patch, and this one's wearing an eye patch. Good one. I like the bone in front of it, the just arbitrary bone. I mean, it's not a bad drawing, but it's probably a weak spot. This one, this is a character. This is actually based on a character design I did for something that we didn't end up using. Me and a buddy of mine. My take on a housewife character, but I used it for Medusa. I think this one was Slither or something. Here's I didn't follow through with this drawing. I don't remember what the prompt is. Stuck, maybe? A mummy getting stuck on the escalator. Oh, I think it was Trip or something? No. I don't remember, but I made this guy running with a stake. Like, if he were to trip, he could really hurt himself or something. That's kind of cute. And was that the last one? Yeah, that was the last one. Not the strongest finish, but there were some good ones. But so that starts tomorrow in October, and tomorrow's prompt is gargoyle. So there's an official prompt list at let me see. Jake Parker started Inktober. Oh, there is an inktober.com. That's where it is. So if you go to here, look, I'm going to do this like an old man. Inktober.com. Make sure I'm at the main page. Okay. Inktober.com. There are ways to participate. You go. I just ordered these pens today, and I ordered refills for my my handy dandy because I use them a lot. I didn't think to order it sooner. My handy dandy Pentel pocket brush, which I've been out of for a while. I think it's like a Fude, Fude Pentel pocket brush. I use these a lot on my Inktober drawings. So it's like a brush pen. I mostly use it for my big black areas, but I might, now that I've been inking with a brush all year, I might use it more for my line work. I was thinking. Let me see. But anyway, where's the dang old? So this is inktober.com. Let me go to, okay, Inktober Classic. Inktober Classic Guidelines. That's what you want to click. And blah, 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 rules. Make something beautiful. Shut up. Don't tell me what to do. No, I'm just kidding. Here it is. This year's prompt list. And I just saved it to my photos in my on my phone, so I have it handy. In the past, I've had little printouts of it and posted on my my little bulletin board over here. And then, yeah, tomorrow's is Gargoyle, Scurry Bat, Scallop, Flame, Boutique. Flame was last year because that was the dragon one. I feel like there's always at least one that's like a repeat of last year. Bouquet, Trip, Match, Nest, Krabby, Eagle, Forget. Eagle is my birthday. Forget, Kind, Empty, Armadillo, Foul, Salty, Scrape, Ponytail, Bluff, Bad Dog, Heist, Booger, Fairy, Tempting, Ego, Snack, Camping, Uh-oh, Gear, and Farm. So I think I'm going to do the same thing I did last year in that I will try to keep them all vaguely Halloween themed. or at least tangentially. Anyway, so that's what's starting tomorrow. I'm gonna do something for Gargoyle. So I'll think about it today, but I won't start drawing it at all until tomorrow. Okay, but now for the matter at hand, what do I draw today? Get some light. I need a prompt list for today. Let's see now. I could draw. Maybe I'll do what I did yesterday and just start with a shape. That's too similar to the shape I started with yesterday. For this guy. Ronald Reagan. Let's see. It's like a pair of shorts falling over. And the obvious thing to do would be make this a mouth, right? So I'm gonna make that not a mouth. I'm gonna make that Dr. Seuss. I feel like he'll make animals have feet that look like their shoes. I always thought it was funny and interesting. Let's see. Somebody was texting me. Okay. Oh, speaking of artists, I mentioned Jake Parker started Inktober. I just always associate him with Inktober. My bad. But there was another thing I was going to mention today that I've been meaning to mention was that this other artist, let me show something off real quick. There's this guy, Jason Brubaker, who's got a Kickstarter campaign going right now. If you look up Jason Brubaker, Cognitive Drawing, he's got a female workbook coming out right now. I bought this first one. I haven't backed the new one, but there's about 29 days left on the campaign. This is a cool book where he kind of has you try these this technique that he helped himself learn how to draw with when he was a kid, and then he found out there was like it was a good memory technique to kind of like get better at memorization and stuff for drawing stuff, on how to draw stuff. So like the idea is you look at this picture of an eye, right? You look at the picture and then you cover it up and you draw it from memory. and you're like, wow, it's a fine eye, sure, but it's not the same dang eye I just tried to draw, right? And then it says, now uncover the eye and draw it again, like looking at it. Okay, similar. Different angle. I don't know why I drew it at an angle, but similar. And then cover it up again, and then draw it from memory again. Now it's a bit closer to the original one, right? And then you just kind of go back and forth that way. The idea is you're supposed to get, look, here's my original attempt at drawing that eye. Just from memory. And then here's my last attempt. And then there's a whole workbook on male anatomy. It's a 90-day workbook. It's like how to draw eyes. And there's other kinds of like little exercises in here, but it's mostly that kind of thing. Lips. So he's got a female one out now that you can back on Kickstarter. Jason Brubaker, female, cognitive drawing, the female edition. Learn the female figure or whatever. I think it's either like 25 to 35 bucks. It's a decent thing. I thought it was pretty helpful, like especially when you start getting into like, look, knuckles. There's musculature for the legs. The bone structure and everything. Oh, look at that. I drew a skeleton. Arms. Kind of learn about how the muscles and anatomy work. I never took an anatomy class in my life. I don't know how I got away with that, but going through art school. But yeah, just thought I'd shed some light on that one because I like Jason Brubaker and I liked that workbook. I bought one for a buddy of mine too. I don't know if he ever used it. I don't know what I'm drawing, but make this leg a tad longer. He has a beak and teeth. He's number 1. I'm going to give him this, like, striped Tim Burton tongue. Just lower to the ground to match the back foot. Okay. So let's see. If this is a beak, how does it transition into the face? I could have just left it and made it all solid. Actually, I think I kind of like that more, but I think he needs something. Okay, so what does he need? My Doug Tenable influence is showing in this one, I feel like. You can kind of see it in his eyes, too, this guy. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I feel like it needs just one more thing. Lean into the Dr. Seuss thing a bit. Give him this, like, little wreath around his neck. I'll do one around his tail, too. Some spots for good measure. Okay. Let's have at it. Okay. Yeah, I think there's a lot of Dr. Seuss influence in Doug TenNaples' work too, come to think of it. Because that's kind of what I was mainly going for here. But that and Crazy Cat. What else? Gumby, which I can kind of see informing this just by... That's kind of like what those like shoe feet too, I think, right? I don't know. Okay. We're gonna do big heavy eyebrows. And then I like this guy. I just hear that weird violin music from Beetlejuice right now. These are like those mound Simpsons teeth. I do those a lot. It's not from The Simpsons though. What is it from? Oh, Bill Ray. That's that's how that entered my artistic vocabulary. Bill Ray. You know what I was thinking about Bill Ray this week? So Bill Ray is this artist who I'm obsessed with. He did background paintings for Ren and Stimpy. I think he directed a couple episodes. So he's one of my favorite artists. And he also worked for Mad Magazine. He did this comic called Monroe. I was thinking I should write Mad Magazine because I've talked about this on the stream before. I would really love a collection of Monroe, of the Monroe comics, because they were kind of like, it was kind of a continuing story about this like kind of deadbeat kid. It's kind of like what would you call him? I don't know. It's kind of like this low life burnout kid in his low life burnout family. It was kind of par for the course for Mad Magazine, really, kind of stuff. But it was like a story to some extent. And it was really funny. And like there was one comic where you find out that his grandpa is a Nazi and his grandpa is a regular character in the comic and stuff like that. It was like it was just like typical like everyone's terrible kind of thing. Like the dad was a deadbeat but I was thinking I should write Mad Magazine because I went to their website and like they're like, yeah, you can get subscriptions. We're back in business, baby. Okay. Well, I really want to write them. to see what the likelihood is that they would ever do like a Bill Ray collection, like a spotlight collection or something on Bill Ray, or at least Monroe. I really want a Monroe collection. I want to tap Bill Ray and Mad Magazine and see if that could ever happen. See, normally I would do this with my Pentel pocket brush. That stuff isn't going to get in. The stuff I ordered, it's not going to get in until the 2nd. So I will do things the good old-fashioned hard way until then. Wallaby. This is something I feel like I would see Doug TenNapel do, but it also reminds me of They Might Be Giants, which might be why he occasionally does stuff like that. This like little one on the body of this guy. There's a music video by They Might Be Giants for the song Anna Ang. And I think they're outside a fire department or something, but all the buildings have like this, like these numbers on them in circles like that. Like in Bonehead, I've got like stuff like that on the walls in the Poison Factory here and there. I don't like that. It's got it can't meet at a perfect corner like that. First of all, that's got to go up. And you know what the solution actually is? This should come out a little further. There we go. Because otherwise that'll be a tangent. Okay. And I think what I'm going to do is use my Prismacolor black, which I never use. So I know it's got ink in it. I'll fill up this little black background thingy. This ambiguous shadow for framing purposes. I don't have to use the fine side of this marker for the whole black part. What time is it? It's 8:30. So there's a fine side, and there's a broad side. All right. Well, I thought I was going to make his eyebrows black too. No, I'll make them like gray. That's kind of like if you ever see cartoon characters with black on them, it's usually actually gray. Because it'll be set apart from the outline, and also if they're against a black background, they'll still stand out. They won't blend in. Because you don't want them like camouflaging into the background when they're trying to act, you know? Same here. Even though I've got black on. But see, I always try to keep blacks on my character away from blacks on the background if I do something like that. I'm always like looking for just the right spot to intersect stuff like that if I do it, where it's not going to interfere with the blacks on the thing. Or if it does, that's when I leave it for like a dark gray or a blue or something. Because I don't want my stuff clashing. And if that sounds like you got to put a lot of forethought into what you're doing as you're doing it, maybe early on, but it becomes kind of like a language you learn when you start drawing every day. If you're thinking about clarity while you're doing it, that's all it is. You just kind of like look for things that give you problems when you're aiming for clarity. By clarity, I just mean like you want it to read well to an outside, like a viewer outside yourself. You know what I mean? You don't want them going, well, what's that? Wait, what's going on here? You want them to like look at it and just kind of understand what they're looking at. So that's another thing where like I made this extend out a little farther so it doesn't come right up into a perfect little corner touching this, because then it's like it becomes like, wait, is that sprouting off that? Like, what is it? You know, most people will know what's going on with little effort, but you don't want just that one odd person to get confused, especially if I was going to leave this in black and white. You just want it to read clearly. And I see fruit nut. Oi! Hello. How you doing? I start to hear myself talk when I'm like trying to explain stuff, then I get self-conscious and the train starts falling off the tracks, I feel like. But hopefully that makes sense. I'd much rather be doing this with my Pentel pocket brush. But I'll have to wait till the second when the refills come in. See, I can get real fine lines or real thick lines with that thing. My only problem with my Pentel pocket brush, I don't mind buying refills for it all the time. And those refills, I'll show you. You just screw this off. And they just go in there. So those are the refills. That's what I'm waiting for to arrive. I've got 12 of these on their way. And you just pop one in, a full one in. It just sticks in there. And it like punctures it when you put it in. So I'll be using that a lot on Inktober. But my only problem with these is the brush eventually kind of splits like that. And I don't know if there's a good way to fix it. So I've got two here now that kind of have that. Now I can usually work with that. It doesn't give me too much trouble, but I'd like it to be one solid point if I could. I can usually like finagle it while I'm working with it, so it isn't a problem. But you know, it'd be nice if it was a single point still. But I'm sure there's some way to tame it that I'm not privy to at the moment. Okay, here's our little guy. Squawk box. Okay. Now I gotta be careful when I'm erasing on this sketchbook because it tends to tear up the ink a little bit if I'm not. Even if I am sometimes. Like I said earlier, I usually use these like faux leather bound plain black sketchbooks. I have like a dozen of these that I've filled up, but and this one's got rough sketches for my Bonehead comic all throughout it. I have 3 Bonehead notebooks filled up with rough panel drawings. But anyway, then I got a bunch of different sketchbooks gifted to me, and I'm using those up. But they're not the ones I usually use. Because those ones I don't have to be so delicate when I'm erasing. I can just erase like a lumbering doofus giant stomping. I can just plow right through without a worry in the world, which is how I like to do my art. Carelessly. Boom. Okay, so stupid pencils. Why do I even use pencils? Okay, so I want to make him like a blue color, I think. I'm looking at this muted turquoise. Yeah. Kind of like Sam the Eagle from what's his name? What's its name? Sesame Street. Or the Muppet Show, or both, probably. You be careful dragging this marker across the black marker, because it looks like it was kind of dragging the black into this drawing. Usually with my technical pens, I don't got to worry about that for the most part. But with this Prismacolor marker, and usually with my with the Pentel ink, I don't have to worry about that once it's dried. But I don't know, it might cause me problems with the other Prismacolor marker. If I'm not careful around it. Two blue characters on one page, even though this one was cloud blue. It looks pretty dang similar from where I'm sitting. What a hack. What a maroon. What a nincow poop. What an imbecile. Squawk. I should also say, I was saying, I don't have to be too careful around the blacks from like these technical pens or like the Copic multiliners. I don't know what brand this one is, but Copic multiliners, or I got a bunch of different stupid brands, whatever they are, multiliners. When I drag, my markers over those, once they dry, or even from the Pentel pocket brush, I was saying once they dry, it's usually not a problem to drag the wet marker over it. It doesn't bleed or run or smear or anything. The thing I wanted to add is they usually dry pretty dang fast. Well, I was going to say same with this, but actually I'm not too familiar with using markers on my brush drawings. So I will say that it usually dries pretty fast to erase. I can usually erase like pretty soon after I lay that stuff down. And that's Speedball Super Black India ink that I ink the comic with, which hopefully I'll be getting back to soon. I did one page this week, and I've only got so many pages left of my 250-page graphic novel, Bonehead, to ink. The only thing slowing me down on that is I have to pencil the last remaining pages because it's a scene that I had to rewrite. So once we get a little ways into October, I'm going to have a good chunk of free time to really hunker down and finish that. And I will have finished inking my 250-page graphic novel in October. And then I got to figure out how I'm going to go about scanning, because look at this. Here's something for a future Ink the Book too. I got to go back in and put his little pincers in because I forgot it because they weren't in the thumbnails. But what was I saying? Oh, I don't remember why I grabbed this page to begin with. Some reason. Oh yeah, I'm saying that they're 11 by 17 inch artboards, which I don't have a scanner big enough for. I've been on the prowl for one for maybe 2 years now and haven't found a good fit for me. But I've tried scanning pages at the local library, in multiple libraries, and I run into problems with them. Their setup. I think I'm going to try the art department at the community college. Maybe I'll sign up for a class. Or maybe I'll just good old-fashioned just sneak into the art department and see if I can get away with scanning for a few weeks. Like 10 pages at a time or something. I don't know. Okay, now what? Now what? He's got these eyebrows I can do real quick. French 80 I think is too dark. French 60 sounds fair. Now what? These little rings around him. I think I'm gonna do like a pink color. What's this? Okay. Would you like to swing on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a jar? Or be better off than you are? You could be swinging on a star. That's right, you could be swinging on a star. I've had that song stuck in my head for like 2 days. Let's see, inside of his mouth. You know what? I'm gonna go with like a. Because I don't want his color scheme to exactly match that guy's. Would you like to swing on a star? Oh, oh, oh. Carry moonbeams home in a jar. Oh, oh, oh. And what about the spots on his head? Let me get that. Because I didn't want to do an outline for that. Tulip yellow. Ooh, that's a little burnt out. Do like light olive green for. Oof, not light enough. I feel like it's a little darker than I care for. I might lighten it up with cream yellow. Yeah, that'll work. That'll help. It's bleeding into the mouth color a bit, so I think I'm gonna go over that again. It's also bleeding into the non-stripe or the other stripe color parts. So what are the other colored parts for? You know what? I'll just do the cream yellow for that too. You could be swinging on a star. And then his teeth is. I'm gonna make this buff color, I guess. It's kind of like he has wooden teeth or something. I don't know about that. Let me see what cold stone looks like. Nah. Let's see. You know what? I'll do that buff mixed with cream yellow again. And whatever this is. Yeah, I'll try cold stone. Just so it separates it out from the tongue a little bit. He's got this little decal on him. Poppy red. He's like a race car. He's part race car. I don't know. And then what else? What about for the field of it? And this is almond milk. Looking for something light. Something light that isn't white. Okay, and then the bottom of his foot. Actually, where's that cold stone? Here it is. Just put some dings and nicks on it. Make it a little less perfect. Bottom of his foot. I usually do like the soles of shoes, like a light. I don't know if it's like light umber. Light umber 30. Yeah. Inspired by my Converse. Something kind of like that. I think the bottom of Converse are a little more orangey. I usually use some kind of light brown. Or, where's Cinnamon Toast? Cinnamon Toast will do. This guy's feet are like shoes. They're nature's shoes. Your feet. Okay, and then he's gonna have like colorful feathers on top of his head. I'm gonna do. Let's see if I can stomach spring green. Yeah, that'll work. And then what else? We've got like a bright orange I could do. Burnt ochre, I think that's a bit too dark. It looks bright on the label. Yellow orange. These are all going to be like neon colors. And then like maybe a purple. What's this purple like? When it's not burnt out. It's a little gray. It is grayed lavender after all. Violet mist? Sure. This is Toucan Sam's replacement. Step aside, Samuel. And then what's floating away? Just do a bright yellow one. Jasmine. Should be a little brighter, I think. I'm going to use tulip yellow? No. Sunburst yellow sounds right. And then the underside back here I'll do darker. I'll do mineral orange. It's a big difference, but that works. Okay, so we've got this dude colored. I haven't shaded him at all. Let's get some green in here. That's leaf green. I think I'm going to go with tea green, green tea. Hey there, Georgie girl, swinging through your life, so fancy-free. No one in the world could ever see how lonely you are. I don't know the words, if I haven't made that plainly clear. Do I have another green tea? Because this one I don't think is going to make the trek. Whoa, knocked my phone down. I almost Almost certainly. Have another green tea. Oh, spotted one. There are certain colors I really gravitate to, and green tea is one of them. So I always try to have extras on hand. Same for cloud blue, terracotta, muted turquoise, avocado. I don't know if I said that. Get the edge because that's where I'm worried about the black getting smudged. So I don't want to worry about it. I'll just distance myself from it after I get the outline. This one's kind of burnt too. Surely I have more than this. Found one. Oh, this looks like it's been used previously too. I feel like I probably have a fresh one somewhere. Where are you? No. Might be out of luck. We just gotta beat these into into shape. Good thing about these markers is, you know, that the alcohol-based markers, whatever they are, it's easy enough to blend colors out if you need to. But now I gotta try twice as hard to get this all looking kind of even-ish. Just gonna go back and forth. They kind of rejuvenate if you let them sit a bit, a little bit. Just gotta let the remaining ink seep back, and the alcohol seep back into the felt of the marker, or whatever it is. I don't know if it's felt, but you get the idea. I don't know how markers work. I don't know how nothing works. I'm King Simpleton. What is the time that it is? It's almost 9:30. I gotta finish this up if I know what's good for me. Boom. Okay, and then okay. Just give the ground some texture. I also added little wedgie marks to the bottom of his foot there. Ain't nothing so fantastical as me, says he. Ground, eh? Gotta color the ground, do we? Gotta color the ground, do we? Go with my beloved terracotta. Of which I have a dozen. Probably all also burnt out. Curses, I do gotta wrap this up if I possibly can. Here we go. This is a richer one. This one's ready for art. Oh, and like I said, I haven't done any shading on him. Again, I'm just going over the outline just to get that out of the way, and then I don't have to worry about bleeding past the outline or something like that, and then I can be reckless with the rest of my coloring, which is my favorite thing to be. I like not thinking. I want to be on autopilot. For the rest of my life. Put me on autopilot. Turn the cruise control on. Put my feet on the dash and I'll ride. And I'll ride. And I'll ride. The end. All right. Is this a ground yet? I don't want that straight line there. Whoa. Don't mess up the whole drawing now, Ryan. Okay, so if I'm going to do some shading on him, what is it that I'm going to do? Maybe I'll use since he's, what do you call it? Muted lavender or something? No, muted turquoise. I'm going to use a 40% cool gray. That'll be a good color for his shading. Under his eyebrows. Okay. And then what else? So we've got this stuff. Maybe I'll do that with that muted, no, gray lavender. Yeah. 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 And I think that'll do it. Touch some of this shadow with the gray lavender too. Blues and purples are good for shadows a lot of the time. Lighten these up a bit. Okay. Like little stones in his mouth. All right, that's today's drawing. They said we couldn't do it, but we did it. Showed them. Who do they think they are anyway? All right, guys, I'll be back tomorrow with the start of my Inktober drawings. So look forward to that. Last drop. Yeah, so tomorrow I'm starting the Inktober drawings. Probably about the same time as I came on today, like around 7:30 Central Time. Till then, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. I love you. Hopefully, you love me too. And a bit of advice: always do your shopping on the moon. That was terrible. I wish I was